Go big!
When evil's attacking, she gets Kraken. This is DreamWorks' newest film, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, directed by Kirk D'Amico. It's the story of Ruby Gillman, a sweethearted, awkward high school student who tries her best to fit in at school. Not just because she's a self-conscious teenager, but also because she's secretly a sea creature. And not just any sea creature, mind you. Ruby learns she's actually a direct descendant of a long line of legendary Kraken warriors. So when aquatic evil returns to conquer the world, Ruby must do what she was destined to since her birth. Answer the call. Now, there's likely one of two reactions coming from you depending on which circle you're in. If you haven't seen any trailers for this movie, so like most people, then everything I just said was kind of a lot to take in. And if you've seen any of the trailers for this movie miraculously, then you knew everything from that synopsis already. I don't know what was going on with DreamWorks' marketing team with this one, because there was simultaneously very little promotion for this movie, and yet all the promotional material there was gave a ton of spoilers for the movie. And yeah, the box office isn't so great because of it. But don't worry, I've seen the movie, and I'm here to share my thoughts on it. So, let's get cracking!
But people love mermaids.
Of course they do. People are stupid.
So, the story. Well, if you've ever seen a movie about an awkward teenage girl with a crush and her attempts to fit in usually have less than stellar results, then guess what? You've already seen Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. Yeah, it's clear that the story was not a priority for this movie, and what's worse is not only did the trailers spoil literally everything, but there wasn't even any surprises in the entire movie. It plays out exactly as you expect. It's like experiencing deja vu for an hour and 30 minutes. Logically, you know you haven't experienced this moment before, but your brain is telling you otherwise. You get the idea. The story is nothing new or even the slightest bit experimental at all, so don't watch this movie expecting it to be. Please.
I think I am having a panic attack!
Character discussion time. Considering the plot isn't all that great, maybe the characters we meet along the way can do some of the movie's heavy lifting, right? Well, let's find out by discussing our main star, Ruby Gillman. She's awkward, she's athletic, and she doesn't even have a spine. But she's also a kind-hearted warrior Kraken. So yeah, she's kinda awesome. I really liked Ruby. Easily the best character in the entire movie. Yeah, she's not the most original character out there, but you really understand her struggle with trying to hide the fact that she's a sea creature, only to then have to hide the fact that she's also a giant kraken, which are almost as negatively misrepresented in media as sharks. So yeah, it's understandably scary for Ruby to have to process all this. Thankfully, she's not alone and she has her family by her side. There's Agatha Gillman, Ruby's mother and professional real estate agent. She's overprotective, but she also has some rather interesting secrets she's keeping from Ruby. Then there's Arthur Gillman, Ruby's father and all-around loving family man, and rounding off immediate family is Sam Gillman, Ruby's annoying little brother. He's high energy and quite the sports player. Deep in the ocean, we also have the Queen of the Seven Seas, Ruby's grandmama, sole protector of the ocean's creatures, battling all evil who dare to make the world bend to their twisted will. The worst of them being the greedy mermaid. Speaking of which, meet the most popular girl in school, Chelsea Vanderzee. She's not just a little Miss Perfect, she's a little mermaid. One who has no issue hiding her secret at school, and maybe the only creature in the Seven Seas who understands what Ruby is going through. Supposedly, at least. But of course, we can't forget Ruby's algebra, her crush Connor. He's a chill skateboarder with a charming demeanor, and he knows what's important is what's on the inside. And there we have it. Of course, those aren't the only characters in the movie, but those were the most influential to the overall plot. I will give a special mention to Ruby's friends though, especially the gaming one. He was hilarious and his design is equally as funny. The characters aren't amazing, but a few of them can be pretty fun.
Camouflage, super speed, body armor. Let's see what you're capable of.
So, the animation. This is where I'm a bit conflicted. Not really in a negative way though. I'll start off with the art style. It's very unique, and the characters have such exaggerated features that it's fun. Their bodies move around very cartoonishly. It's full of energy. However, I will say that the humans look absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just look at them. But they also look so ridiculous that it's funny, and I honestly don't mind it. I found myself laughing at background character designs a few times watching the movie, because it's just so funny looking. Now, when it comes to the animation itself, it's fantastic. specifically the underwater world and the Kraken. The land scenes are great too, but wow, the visuals in the ocean are awesome. The bioluminescent glowing of the Kraken, the sheer size of them, the kingdom ruled by the queen, the action, the environments, it's all really well made. Definitely impressed with the quality of the animation alone. 2 thumbs up from me.
The women in our family have the mighty power to turn into giant kraken.
What now?
Okay, the music. The score is fine, nothing to say about that really. It's the songs we have to talk about. Because I kid you not, this movie plays a pop song every 5 minutes without fail. It almost felt like there was more screen time dedicated to the pop song montages than there were scenes of the characters interacting. And, as a result, this movie is very fast-paced. So much time is spent on montages that when we get to see characters interact again, it always goes by super quickly. And what's more disappointing is that the pop songs are very generic and forgettable. I mean, I sure as heck can't remember any of them. So yeah, the music isn't that fantastic either.
This is your moment, Ruby.
Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken kind of disappointed me. Not because it didn't live up to my expectations. Quite the opposite actually, because it actually lived up to all my expectations. And I didn't expect much. It's a very mixed bag of a movie. It has a lot of pros and also has a lot of cons, and how that scale tips depends on your entertainment preferences. I'd recommend this film to people who want to enjoy a simple movie with some very great animation and action. And for having a lot of good and bad that even each other out, I'll be giving Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken a C grade. It's not one of DreamWorks' best, but definitely also not one of DreamWorks' worst either. I'd say to check it out if you're still interested. Who knows, you may find a lot more to enjoy in it than I did. And with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I also hope you don't mind liking and subscribing if you did. It would really help me out. Alrighty then, have a great day everyone!